Hello, my friends. Okay, I have a little something to share with you guys here. It's a little video. I'm going to take you all back to the Bigfoot Totem Pole. I mentioned it in my previous upload, there's a baby Bigfoot here, and I really believe this is a little baby Bigfoot, and I'm going to share this with you. I've got 3 or 4 still images that I want to share with you that I was able to get from that it was like, a few seconds video that I took there. And I will share a little bit more of the video, but I want to take you back there and I want to show you, I think it may be a female, I'm not sure, but I'm going on intuition and feeling, just a feeling that's coming across as I review these through the review process, right? But I put together this little video. I'm in a way going to show you what happens to the stills that I'm able to get, and then the little journey it takes before it gets to you. It's the filters that are helping us see these things a little bit better, right? But before we do that, I do have one piece of mail I want to open up, and the mail has slowed down. I got a nice little box here. Again, if there's anybody that wants to jump on board, feel free to send me a pin. Let me know who you are, where you are in the world, what country you're from, and as I mentioned in previous videos, that pin will come with me out into the trees. I would love to have your pin with me. We'll get into opening this mail, and this is coming from Michigan. Michigan? I better open this up. Okay. Oh, nice. Very nice. Michigan. It is Michigan. A nice hat. Very nice. I better read. Is there a letter in here? Oh, yeah. There's a little note here with the Michigan pin on it. Little Michigan pin. Robert, hello from Michigan. Thank you for all your knowledge and help. Angie. And musical medium. She's got in brackets, musical medium. Interesting. Hi, Angie. I think that one I'm going to wear on one of my hats. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Don't lose the pin. Oh my goodness. It says up north. I believe that's a fishing knife. And a couple other tools in there. Oh yeah. Yeah, very nice. What is this? A sign? Is this a sign? Warning! Property protected by Bigfoot. That is awesome. Maybe I should put that up on my door. We'll keep all those salesmen, those door-to-door salesmen, they'll read that and phew, off they'll go. Oh my goodness. Okay. So anyway, again, I thank you, Angie. Your little pin is on my hat. I believe I'm going to put this one on my hat. So we'll get into this video. I just want to mention as well, there were some people asking questions about that totem pole, and I have just as many questions as you do about it. Like, how did it get there? How can it happen in the middle of nowhere? And somebody was mentioning there was something pink way back in the trees. Somebody had mentioned forestry or monitoring the forest or trees and stuff. No, there's nothing like that taking place down there. It's the only thing that's down there is the lease, the cattle lease, and all that, the grass and stuff that you see cut. That's what we do up here in Alberta. All of the back roads and everything, they do the ditches They keep everything cut and trimmed because of a lot of it has to do with wild game, deers and bears and things coming out of, like if the grass is tall, you can't see anything coming up onto that road, and it prevents a lot of, you know, people hitting deer or moose or bear or things like that. They keep things very well groomed up here. Pretty much every road, even the back roads, the little back roads, they keep the grass trimmed, and it was a good idea when they start doing that. But anyway, no, there's no forestry. They don't mark trees there. So I don't know what this is, but if you zoom in on it, I'm going to put this image up and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to use one of the filters. And there's a little face underneath whatever that pink thing is, right? And it didn't make any sense to me because all that foliage, it's all green, and all of a sudden there's this color, right? And that flower, like that's a long ways behind me. That would have been about 100 feet behind me. So that would have had to be huge, whatever this is, right? I don't know. That north end, there's so much strangeness and high energy, high strangeness up in there, back in there. And as well, I would like to mention that when there was a point where I was confused, and I was literally confused. It was almost like they were pushing me and pulling me. I don't know how else to explain that, but I couldn't find my trail for some reason. And it had to do with right after I was seeing something in my camera, I could see behind me. And every time I turned around, I couldn't see what I was seeing in my lens. Then I felt a shift, a change, because it kind of freaked me out because I couldn't see it. Right? When you see something in your camera and you're looking in the same place there and it's not there, but here it is in your camera. Okay, it's not there. It's a very odd, off feeling comes over you, right? Because there is something there. Why can't my eyes see it? And it's not a good feeling. And I think that's what kind of threw me off from me finding where I needed to be. And I think they helped me find it, because it was like I was being pushed in a direction. All of a sudden I come onto my game trail. It was a specific game trail. There was a tree as a marker that I used. And once I got in, it was like that confusion that it was like the fog lifted, right? And it kind of went back to a semi-normal feeling. And it literally was like the fog lifted and I could focus again. Okay, it's all good. I didn't suffer any ill will or bad feelings for it. And somebody asked me if I slept well that night, and I did. I had a very peaceful sleep. I just think it was that being that was behind me that I couldn't see kind of sparked the confusion and the mixed emotions I had, because it was just staying in my mind, right? Like, oh, what was that? Like, how come? What's going on here? What is going on here? But anyway, we managed to get through it, and I can't wait to go back there. And I do want to go back into the north end and maybe go in a little bit more prepared, possibly for more strangeness, right? More strange occurrences and things. It's like it's been 5 for 5. These strange anomalies and strange things are taking place back up in there. So I don't know what it is. I don't know. We're just starting. This is only the 3rd year I've been back in that area, so we'll learn more as we go, because I don't plan on stopping my research anytime soon. I would like to do this as long as I possibly can, as long as my body says I can, and the Bigfoot will have me, right? Anyway, we will get into this little video. It is something it's right off my computer. I can record my computer screen and what I'm doing on the computer screen, and I do walk you through it. And it has to do with this little baby Bigfoot that I believe was at the Totem Pole. And I also believe that the mother was there underneath him, because there's a lot of red hair. Start looking at those stills in the video closer, and there is red hair. There's a big area of reddish colored hair beneath this little one. And I think this may be a little female. I'm not sure. I'm just going on intuition, on feeling. But I think it might be a little female. And I think she's sucking on a thumb. Or picking her nose. One of the two. You can let me know what you think. But it is little baby, and I feel it speaks volumes to me if they are allowing these little ones to come out in the open, because I think if they didn't trust me and they didn't want me near them, those babies would be nowhere in sight. This is their babies. These are their little ones, right? They would hide them like you wouldn't believe, and yet they are bringing them out in the open for me, for us. So we will get into the video here. Again, everybody take care. Thank you. And if there's anybody else that wants to send me a pin, please feel free. I would love to have it. So everybody take care. If there's any new subscribers, thank you for being here, and I will see you in the trees real soon. Bye for now. I'm going to bring up a program here, and this little guy, this is the picture I used for my thumbnail. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Maybe some of you seen this and were able to pick up on it, but I just want to show you this little guy. And all I did was the diffuse glow filter and a little bit of noise. It's called a noise filter, which takes away the pixels, like the squareness, the square pixels, and kind of rounds everything. So here's the little guy. I'll just point him out in case anybody missed him. There's an eye. There's the other eye. Here, his nose would be there. Okay, look at it. Look at this. That's a little hand, is it not? And this would be his upper lip, and I swear he's sucking on his thumb. Right? And his other hand, this would be his left hand, and this would be his right hand, and you can see kind of knuckles here and his little pointer finger. This would be on his right hand. We'll get rid of all that stuff. I've got another image to show you here. We will go back there. I was asked if I went close to it or near it. I did. One time I did, but I didn't take my camera, just out of respect to that whole little area, right? I'm very careful what I do with their structures, whether it be... I'm just very careful not to disrespect any of their things. Okay, we're going to go into the next image here. See? I haven't done nothing with this one yet. And I wanted to do this because I'm going to show you guys how I bring those things out in the picture. So we'll zoom in here a little bit. Oh, this one's really good. An eye, his nose, or her nose. I'm not sure if this is a little male or a little female. There's that finger, and the upper lip, and I swear this little Sasquatch, I think this is a baby Sasquatch, sucking on his thumb. And this would be his knuckles on this would be his left hand. There's his pointer again, off his right hand. His little arm coming from over here, and part of his hand there. Am I right, or am I just reading into this? I don't know. It's pretty clear to me. It's coming through pretty clear. Okay, but we'll get rid of all those little blue highlight marks here, and I just go into my contrast. Bring the contrast up. Bring it back up on the brightness. Contrast a little more. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. And then I will go under render, diffuse glow filter. This is the one I play with, is the threshold. So if we bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. That's good. And then we get rid of the blur and watch what happens. Right? Oh my goodness, look at that. I mean, he's there. Otherwise, that wouldn't happen. Wait, we'll just cancel that. Okay, so as I use that diffuse glow, everything there is going to come out a bit brighter, a bit sharper, and more detail. So we'll go to that diffuse glow filter and bring that threshold lower. And we will sharpen that up to get rid of the blur. Here we go. There you go. Look at that. Wow. That's crazy. And again, there's his eyes, his little nose, his upper lip here. And either he's picking his nose or he, you know, you've seen little kids do that when they have their thumb in their mouth, that little pointer is sticking up, right? We've all seen it. Anybody who's been around children, little kids, little babies, that's what they do. That pointer sticks up out straight and their little thumb is in their mouth. Third image, we will get rid of the highlights. Okay, so this last image I want to share with you guys. We've got the totem pole here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, this little guy's, he's there, and if you notice, I still see his little right arm and his right hand here, right in this area. And in this one, I was able to grab him. He just happened to look straight at me. And that's why I really think this is legitimate. This is a little Bigfoot. This is a little Bigfoot. And I want you guys to look at all this area here. All this red, this is hair, red hair, right? And it extends all the way over in this area here, up to the right of that tree. It's red hair. And I think the mother is there with that little guy. I just can't find her. I don't see her face. I couldn't find, I mean, I don't see her head, the shape of her head, but I see all this red hair. Or she, I'm leaning towards this being a little female, but we're gonna zoom in on her. We're gonna call it a her. We're gonna call this one a her. To me it reminds me of a little female, but we're gonna zoom in on her. We're gonna do the filters here, and I want to do this for you guys too, just so you guys can see what I do with these pictures. Okay, so we'll just go to the brightness and contrast, and I want to bring that up a little bit, and then we'll bring the contrast up right a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to go and add a little bit of noise. And I do the noise, well, that's too much. But what it does, like if I zoom in here, watch here. I'm going to zoom in. It takes away the square pixelation, right? There's so much of that pixelation. Well, because it's all pixels. Our digital pictures are squares, pixels, right? But it kind of removes, it kind of smoothens that out. You'll see here. Yeah, see all those little, it even takes away some of the lines that are in the image. There's still a few by her eye, but it smooths it out, right? And then we go to my last filter that I swear by, is our diffuse glow filter, and we'll adjust the threshold, bring it up, and then we will take away the blurriness and watch what happens. Watch this. Right? Oh my goodness. That is amazing. That's amazing right there. I never get bored of this, you guys. I never get bored of this. And that's what I end up sharing with all of you. But here, this is the area, right? In here, down in here, over here, there's a bit here, and some over here. And I think that's the mom back there. Back in there, and this little one's on top of her, possibly. Looking at me. And what's blowing me away, if this is legit, if this is actually what we're seeing, I've been speaking about gaining trust, and this is trust. I can't see them just allowing this to happen if I was something to fear. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. This little one was moving around. This one is so good because pointer finger here. This little Bigfoot is sucking on her thumb. All right, folks, I will leave it there, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a video. These were my 3 top stills of that little one. I don't still, I have as many questions, I'm sure, as you do. I don't know how it got there, or if it just looks far too obvious for it just to be natural forming. But things happen, right? For me, because of all of the strangeness there, the orbs, that orb, there was an orb flying around that tree while I was there, and then of course I was hearing movement, and I heard vocals, I heard wood knocks while I was there, right, looking at this totem. So that tells me that this is about the Sasquatch. The Sasquatch are connected to this in some way. We'll look at it from a distance and just watch. I'll monitor it and we'll see what happens. And it is aging, because when I first filmed it, it was very much, you could see more yellows and browns in the face and in the wood, and now everything's going very gray. That's just within a couple of years. I believe this will be the 3rd year I've went into this spot, and it is getting very gray looking, so it's aging. It may only be 5-6 years old. I don't know, and I wouldn't go there and steal a piece to get the trees tested to see how old the tree is or anything. I just wouldn't disrespect them in that way. So we'll just watch from a distance, and we'll just keep going back there and see what happens, right? I should quit rambling here, and okay, and we will see you in the trees very, very soon. My next stop, Bigfoot Blueberry-Patch, and that will be the first time since winter. I will see you at the Bigfoot Blueberry-Patch. Take care, and we'll see you in the trees. Bye for now.